Hey guys, RedPandaMining here. Hope you're doing well, having a really great day. This video, I'm gonna give you guys a 1-week update of the Iceriver KS5L. A lot of people have been asking me, Red Panda, how has this model been working? As a lot of people had bad experience, including myself, regarding the Iceriver KS3M. This is an Iceriver KS5L. And so over the past week, it's been running great. I gotta tell you guys, I've had no issues. Iceriver did fix the problem where the thermal paste was, I guess, an issue. And so they have changed it. We did open up the KS0 Ultra, but that had pink thermal paste still. So I'm not sure if the Iceriver KS5L has the same thermal paste. But we did do the temperature test of the hash boards, and they are all running under 80 degrees Celsius. Before, the KS3Ms, they were doing like over 100 on the stock thermal paste, which you guys know we had to change back then. But 6 months later, Iceriver did hear our call and just say that a lot of people were having overheating issues, hash boards were dying, and so yeah, that's the gist of it. Also, I know with terrahosting.io, they have a bunch of KS5Ls as well. I believe 12 or 15, and they've had no issues with them for over the past month. So, knock on wood, obviously, but so far so good on the KS5L, just to let you all know. All right, just to update you guys on how much Kaspa I have mined on this KS5L thus far, it is around, in terms of dollar value, about $598.93 as of recording. But in terms of the yield, it is about 2,405 Kaspa over the past week now of mining with this KS5L. I am mining to a dedicated RPM tangent. If you guys are interested, link down below for the RPM tangent. Use code RPM for 10% off. All right, it is screaming in here. I am gonna go in the computer and just talk a bit more stuff, I guess, regarding Iceriver KS5L. And I guess a lot of people have been asking, Red Panda, should we buy the KS5L? And you know what? There are obviously a lot of risks involved in buying these things. And so I wanna talk about that in the computer. I'll see you guys in 1 sec. All right, guys. So before I begin, thank you to CryptoMinerBros.com for sponsoring today's video. If you guys are looking for any types of ASIC miners, not just Iceriver, go check them out. Link down below. And the shipping cost also includes to your door. Okay. So this is everything all in. There's no extras when you go to check out, nothing to surprise you. The price that you see on their website is all in pricing. So go check them out, guys. Link down below. Okay. So real quick, before I get into just talking about, I'd say, Kaspa, how much, everyone's been getting into Kaspa mining recently. I do want to just talk about a lot of different risks. This is just going through just your decision on deciding if you want to get into Kaspa mining or not. There's a lot of risks involved. I'm just going to go through some facts here. I am not going to tell you to go out and buy Kaspa ASIC miners or not. It is a risk that somebody is going to be willing to take. Okay. This is a very risky endeavor, and there's going to be a lot of things that I'm just going to portray a lot of information here regarding Kaspa and how you will decide based on the facts or the risks that I talk about here, if it's going to be something that you are wanting to take that risk on. Okay. So anyways, before I do that, let me just show you guys here. Kaspa-pool.org is the mining pool that I'm mining for my KS5L. And as you can see here, it's actually kind of been underperforming under the past 24 hours here. There's been some days where it hits up, more than 12 terahash, but I'd say when I had actually colder temperatures, it was actually performing worse for some reason. I don't know why, but then as the days were getting hotter, or during the day when it was getting hotter, I'd say the hash rate was maybe climbing a little bit better because it was running a little bit hotter. I think we've noticed that especially with the KS0 Ultras, but let me know down below for anyone with a KS5L if higher temperatures may have yielded you better hash rate. Okay, but anyways, generally I've been getting about 247 Kaspa every 24 hours. Of course, that is not every day, and it has been going down generally over the past couple days. That's a given, because also coinciding with the Kaspa network hash rate, which has actually dropped a bit here as of recording. I'm assuming this could be like maybe the batch of KS5Ms, KS5Ls that have been shipping out from Iceriver maybe Bitmain, this coincides with Bitmain as well. But there's I'd say, yeah, we are at 432 petahash on the 14th. And then this is at night at 22, I think 10 p.m. at around nighttime. And then it just crashed. And so that should be in China time. So that's probably coincides with, I'd say, the distributors or Iceriver or Bitmain that might be, shipping out their ASIC models here. Quite a big dip. Let me know what you guys think about that. But anyways, okay, you can see I started this whole test on June 6th. Okay, June 6th is when I got the first payout here. It wasn't the full day, so 192 Kaspa. But then the next day, 256, full day, 260, 263. Looks like it was going up, 268. But then after that, it was going down, 255, 247 a day, 243, 238, 244. It fluctuates, but it generally goes down, and everyone understands why, okay? Because the hash rate is gonna keep climbing. Also, the Kaspa emission schedule is also going down about 5.6% every month. Right. Everyone knows this already, and we are already in the third chromatic phase year. And right now, the block reward for Kaspa is 98. Okay, so we are in July. Okay, so 97.99 here. The next drop is going to be in August 6th, and that's going to be 92.49 Kaspa per block. Okay, so we're gonna, you guys can see. All right, for people that are understanding, okay, just getting into Kaspa, everyone knows this already, but also understands that, in turn, Kaspa's price should hopefully appreciate, which everyone is hoping for. Everyone is always talking about, everyone is believing in. Okay, that's really it. That's really the end all be all here regarding Kaspa mining, and everyone getting into Kaspa miners recently is because how it's been generally profitable. Okay, but another thing to consider is not just the profits, but if you're mining and holding, which we have done on many different miners, which I am doing on this KS5L. So I am going to see how long it takes to break even on $5,000 plus electric on this KS5L. Okay, so June 6th is when we started mining. All right, so I'll let you guys know when we essentially break even. Okay, in about maybe 4 months, maybe 6 months. Who knows? Okay, a lot of things are going to transpire here, and I want to talk about it. Okay, so let's talk about that now. For anyone that is deciding to, get into Kaspa mining recently, and I know Iceriver dropped their prices on the KS5Ls. It's quite enticing, as in a sense it has the fastest ROI, as a lot of people say, or fastest break even on the KS5L. Okay, because of its price. But in terms of its efficiency, it is a tad bit worse than a KS0 Ultra and also KS5M. KS5M does 15 terahash at 3400 watts versus 12 terahash and then 3400 watts on the KS5L. So a little bit more efficient here, but granted, it does cost a little bit more for the KS5M. Okay, I mean, everyone understands that. And I know a lot of people have been ordering from Iceriver themselves. I see that in my account. Due to the affiliates, thank you to everyone who ordered my link. Go visit my website, redpandamining.com. If you want any coupon codes or anything like that. But, there are a lot of places where people have been buying these, and I've been hearing a lot of people have been ordering these. And so in turn, that is going to obviously, we have been seeing the meteoric rise of the Kaspa network hash rate. Okay, so along with that, okay, I want to talk about not only the risk of, as more and more of these devices are coming on, okay, and slated in August or beginning of September to, I don't know, throughout September, the KS5 Pro batch is going to be releasing. All right, so I don't know how many of these are going to be sold or are going to be, coming online the network. Okay, this is a pretty big order from what I've heard. There were rumors of about 20,000 of these units, which could be almost, if we did the math, like 20,000 times the hash rate that these can achieve, and that's almost 400 petahash. So maybe by October, November, maybe the network hash rate for Kaspa could be over 400. I don't know. We'll see. We'll come back to this video and say, yeah, well, we told you so. But who knows? Has Bitmain sold 20,000 of these? I don't know if that is true or not, but that is obviously a risk to consider because people and resellers, companies have been taking pre-orders for the KS5 Pro. Okay, so this is quite the monster of the ASIC miner for from Bitmain. Okay, so let me just see here. If we just go to Crypto Miner Bros, we're looking at the Iceriver KS5 Pro. Okay, so there is an August batch here. All right, 11,799. I've seen various pricing on these things, but August batch. Granted, it's August batch, so that is quite a big risk to see, you know, how many of these could come online, or maybe they're already online already and Bitmain's already pre-mining on them, and once they ship them out in August, then maybe the hash rate won't be so, you know, won't be so insane. But we'll see. Time will tell, and so that's obviously a risk, okay, potentially. Now, another thing to understand here, I want to go through, just read how the tokenomics in the emissions work for Kaspa. Okay, I think this is something a lot of people should understand, and I'm just going to read how this all began, how this started. Okay, so number one, pre-deflationary phase. This began at the mainnet start November 7th, 2021, and ended on May 8th, 2022. The reward rate was firstly random in a range of 1 to 1,000 CAS per block for the first plus 2 weeks. Okay, then it was replaced with a constant reward rate at a first hard fork 500 CAS per second. Since the block rate was also 1 per second, the reward was also 500 CAS per block. This stage lasted for 6 months. Okay, and congrats to anyone who like GPU mined this early on. You guys probably earned a lot of Kaspa, right? Number two, chromatic phase. All right, so this is what we are in now. So reading along, chromatic phase. After the deflationary phase, the chromatic phase block rewards geometrically decrease over time based uniquely on a musical 12-note scale. The initial block reward was 440 CAS. The block reward halves once per year, but smoothly every month. Okay, hence the 5.6% that we've calculated here month to month. Okay, the block ratio of the block rewards in consecutive months is the same as that of frequencies of 2 consecutive semitones in a tempered chromatic scale. The initial block reward is the frequency of a note A4, and every averaged year it's called an octave. Here, an octave is 365.25 days, and a month or semitone is precisely a 1/12 of the year. Okay, so looking at the Kaspa emission schedule, you guys can see how the curve is here. Okay, so this inline, you know, we are like, I think we are, you know, right now mined 84%. Kaspa is 84.3% mined so far. So that is going to be roughly at about 24 billion, right? 24.2 billion Kaspa has been total mined. So we are pretty much in the middle of this curve here, okay? And so it's going to obviously be a while till we get down to, that's just reading along here, okay? So Kaspa emissions schedule graph. The policy dictates how many coins are minted per second regardless of the block rate. Therefore, there should be a block change in the future. Reward will be adjusted accordingly to maintain the same emission rate. So January 1st, 2023, approximately 15.3 billion Kaspa will have been mined, 53.3%. Okay. Then January 1st, 2024, approximately 21.9 billion Kaspa will have been mined, 76.3%. Now, I just wanted to take note here that during this time, January 1st, GPU mining for Kaspa was still there. First, Iceriver ASIC started coming out in April, May or April. All right, I believe that's when I first received the KS2. So since then, the rest is history, as you all know. But going along, reading along here, January 1st, 2025, approximately 25.1 billion CAS will have been mined, 87.4%. So coming up, right now we are in the August emission schedule, third chromatic year here in August, or July, sorry. So by the 1st, okay, about 87.4% of the coins will have been mined. Okay, and right now we are at 84.33%. Okay, so quite interesting to look at that. July 10th of 2026, about 95% of all CAS will have been mined. Isn't that crazy to think about? Like 2 years from now, July 10th, like actually, yeah, 2 years from now, it's July 15th as a recording. So like 2 years from now, you know, this Kaspa will be 95% mined. Isn't that crazy to think about? But reading along here, it will take about 36 years for the block reward to fall below 1 sompi, the smallest, I don't know if I pronounced that right, sompi, smallest divisible unit of Kaspa, meaning the reward is essentially 0. In this case, the block rate is kept as 1 BPS blocks per second. Otherwise, the time will shrink for log2 new BPS years. So for example, if 32 BPS is established, the new zero reward date becomes 36. Log2 36 equals 36 minus 5, 31 years from the mainnet start. Okay, that is quite interesting. So the rest is history. You all know what's going to happen here, okay? Regarding Kaspa mining, that, you know, it is going to get more difficult here. Now, in terms of profitability, it's really going to be dependent on how many more of these miners come on, and of course the price of Kaspa. So far, in my opinion, I've been wrong over the past year regarding, you know, every time I talk about Kaspa in my like ASIC videos, I talk about the risks, and I'm more tended towards like the negative side. I have been more tended towards the negative side for mining Kaspa, but it has done better than what I have expected over the past year. And the price of Kaspa has been essentially sustaining these numbers here. Now, will it always be like that? I don't know. Okay, but more often than not, I have been surprised that it has been, simply because of the fact that the saving grace here for people that have been buying these types of miners and looking at the, you know, how much these have been profitable, and, you know, people thinking about how fast their ROI is going to be, that's it. It's because the price of Kaspa has been going up, and also how the network hash rate, you know, hasn't, you know, exploded. You know, I think on average about 1 or 2 petahash a day over the past year. And so as these come online, right, it's obviously, you know, we're not seeing the $1,000 a day KS5 or, you know, $300 a day KS3s. You know, those are no longer there because a lot of these miners have come on and difficulty has been getting a lot higher. And so a lot of these miners are coming on. And so there's going to be an equilibrium regarding, you know, Kaspa mining at some point. Okay, especially just looking at the Kaspa emission schedule, it's really going to depend. You know, are we going to hit that point where, you know, if the network hash rate, let's just say the network hash rate doubles right now to 800 petahash, then your KS5L is going to be making like $20 a day, which isn't that bad. Okay, I mean, if everything stayed the same, okay, if Kaspa price stayed 17 cents, Kaspa in terms of its profitability would be just cut in half there. Okay, so just thinking about it in that regard, but we all know with the 5.6% decrease, it's going to be worse than that. Okay, month to month. So all things considered, you know, so far, all the ASICs that I have played with on the channel, like I have the KS0, KS0 Pro. The KS0s have gotten their money back already. The KS0 Pros, I don't believe they have mined their worth back yet in terms of breaking even. KS3M, as you all know, I had one of these. I started mining it January 7th, 2024. It got its money back in about 6 months. Okay, KS3M got its money back in 6 months. All right, at one point, this thing was making like $50, $70 a day, you know, and then went down to 50 and 60, and then now it's 16 or 23 if you had free electric, right? So 6 months. Okay, so what's not to say the KS5L, again, and I'm not trying to persuade anybody here. All right, do your own research, you know, think about all the risks. If you're going to invest your hard-earned money into buying these things, just make sure it's going to be money that you can afford to lose, okay? It is obviously a big risk, but everything I talk about here, it's just talking about my experience, and like, you know, I've been surprised more often than not. But, you know, coming up here, that's why I'm doing this test. I'm obviously going to be doing a lot of these, you know, break-even tests regarding, you know, is the KS5L that I have been mining here since, you know, the past week. You know, I'm just going to be mining and accumulating Kaspa because that has been the most lucrative crypto mining strategy. Okay, which is mining and holding. Everyone understands the strategy by now that, you know, as the price of Kaspa keeps on climbing here, which it has been pretty much over the past year or 2 years now, Kaspa price has been surprising everyone here. And for people that believe in it, believe in the project, it's continuing to go up. There's a huge community behind it. You know, a lot of things considered, okay, just the risks involved. It's just all this together, guys. It's going to come together in your belief that if you're going to be buying one of these miners, it's going to be that you are hopefully wanting to get your money back, your initial investment back in a certain time frame, which a lot of people really, you know, with the Kaspa ASICs, it's been pretty good, less than a year for majority of them. My KS3M was, you know, about 6 months. Not with electric though. Okay, with electric, I'd say it'd be about 8 months. Okay, so another thing to consider is just running a business. You can depreciate these miners. How profitable these things are now. It could be lucrative, and it depends how your strategy is. With crypto mining and how it's going to play out. Your electrical cost will also play the part as well. These things, KS5L, KS5Ms. If you're going to run this at home, just note, you guys know that these things are very loud. So make sure you have an environment that you can run these, and as well as just understand the risks, guys. I don't think I can talk about that enough. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys like, oh, Kaspa's going to go to $1. Kaspa's going to go to $5. I'm not like that. I am honestly, I play really reserved when it comes to this, because I don't want people to lose their money, and I don't want people to be distraught when it does happen. Okay, it has happened many times with other coins, other ASIC miners that are out there. There's another K coin that I'm not going to mention, but it puts a bad taste in everyone's mouth, and mine included. Okay, and that's why I always, every time I do these types of videos, and I talked with you guys about this, is just that I don't mean to sound negative or anything, but it's just because I have this previous experience. And I'm not saying that's going to happen with Kaspa, but if I don't talk about it, then people don't think about it. Okay, just understanding the risks involved when you're going to be buying these types of miners. I could just I could easily just tell everyone, yeah, Iceriver dropped their prices. I think it's a great buy. I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. I would rather you guys make your own decision. Do your own research, DYOR, as everyone says, because when it comes to crypto mining, everyone is in a different situation. Okay, I don't know everyone's financial situation. I don't know your tax incentives or taxes situation. I don't know your electricity bills. I don't know how much you pay for electricity. I don't know if sound is going to be a concern. I don't know if your heat's going to be a concern. Your environment is going to play the part with these things. And, a lot of things we could go through regarding, getting into mining as, for anyone that's gotten this far in the video. I mean, you guys understand, like, mining is a very risky game, and if there isn't a way that you can stay lean and mean during these times, I'm not saying I'm saying that Kaspa mining is like really bad right now. It isn't. It's generally good, but there are things looming here over the next couple months that the network hash rate could keep climbing, Kaspa price maybe could start going down. We don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say Kaspa price is just going to continue to go up, because nobody knows. Ultimately, nobody knows. Okay, if Kaspa's price is going to continue to climb. Okay, I always err on the. I would love to be bullish all the time. I mean, another thing to consider that Bitcoin has been climbing recently, 64,000. All these types of narratives and the economics regarding like the Bitcoin cycle, politics, all these types of things that are happening around the world. I mean, all play the part. So not only, the risks involved in, how much Kaspa has been mined so far, the emission schedule, network hash rate, the price of Kaspa, but it also goes in line with Bitcoin, in my opinion, as well. But only you can decide on if you are going to get into this type of business. I hope that a lot of people can run these as like a business, because you have a lot of benefit regarding, depreciating the hardware, expensing your electric, all that type of stuff. And it's beneficial that way. Anyways, guys, I think that's it. I don't know if I covered everything that I wanted, but let me know your guys' thoughts right now regarding Kaspa mining. It's July 15th. As of recording this video, I think a lot more people have been receiving their KS5Ls, KS5Ms. They're going to be shipping out here over the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks here. And then lo and behold, Bitmain is going to start shipping out their KS5 Pros as well. Okay, so the big dog. All right, so this is going to be quite interesting over the next couple months. But I will keep you guys updated. I will keep watching and following Kaspa. mining. As you all know, I'm doing this test, so we'll see how long it takes, if it's gonna be good or not, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll see you all in the next video. Let me know your thoughts, everyone. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Peace out.